Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo of the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we're about to get started with Open Mic Live. But first, as always, a word from our sponsor.
At InDigital, we know the public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESINet goes beyond industry standards, not only i3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
August 24th, 2016, the IAM 901 movement is born. One of my personal stories set the tone for this movement. What started out as a way to raise awareness for the reclassification issue for dispatchers quickly turned into peer support. 911 professionals from all over the world were sharing their stories. On Facebook alone, at that time, the engagements were over 34 million. It spawned a peer support session at conferences called Imagine Listening, where dispatchers shared their stories out loud or on paper. For years, I have been asked if this would ever become a book, coming June 2023. And available now for pre-order on Amazon and Barnes & Noble from Titletown Publishing. Imagine Listening. Your worst day is our everyday. If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Oh shit. All right, here we go. What is going on, everyone? Hello. It is Sunday, September 3rd, and my name is Ricardo Martinez, and we are live for Open Mic. Oh man, this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, a leader in next-gen core services, and a big shout out to patrons of the podcasts, patrons and Facebook subscribers. Whoa, I need some sleep. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. And, actually, I kind of like this lighting here where it's just the one light coming from the side. I usually have both lights, but one of them is not working for whatever reason. It's not bad. It looks all right. I still, look all wolfed out and shit, but it's all right. Thank you all very much for joining me. And, as always, when we're here for Open Mic Live, how are you feeling? How are you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Hit me up. Let me know. Also, roll call. Where are you watching from? Let's see where you're at. Got James jumping in here already. James from South Jersey coming in at a 10. Woo! All right. Got my IAM 901 packet, and I have someone in mind to gift it to. Stay tuned. Oh, that is a good tease, James. Thank you. I'm glad it came in, though. I am very glad. There have been a few times where I've sent stuff out, and shit's not been showing up. Oh, over here, Missouri, what's going on? Welcome Welcome, welcome. I'm out of Indiana. James here is out of South Jersey. So there's a lot of stuff already that's going on. And I want to say right off the bat, usually I do this on Saturdays, right? I do this on Saturdays. And yesterday I ended up taking the night off. Instead, I hung out with my kids and we watched a wrestling pay-per-view. Which was a lot of fun. We hung out and everything, and it was just this past week. Was my daughter's birthday, so that was awesome as well. A long, long, long time ago, years ago now, 10 years ago, I guess. I was putting together what is now the intro music for the flagship show Within the Trenches podcast. And my daughter Lola was sitting there with me. She's like a year and a half, 2 years old, something like that. And she's sitting in my lap. I've got a picture of it somewhere. I don't have it off like right now, but I have a picture where she's sitting in my lap and she's looking down, and all you can see is her looking down at my laptop. So she's sitting in my lap as I'm putting different loops and everything together to create the intro song. And it's one of my favorite pictures. I show it to her every so often. I'm like, you were there. You were sitting there as I was creating everything that I do now for a living. Very cool moment and something that I'll never forget. And now when I show it to her, and she's older now, and she'll just go, "Oh, Dad." So that's what we have. We have that. We have that memory. So thank you, Lola, very much, and happy birthday once again. So a lot of good things. Again, a lot of good things. A lot of good stuff has been going on. A lot of updates, and so I put out episode 508. That episode was actually last week's open mic, because last week's open mic was on I Am 911 Day, so wanted to make sure to put that out there because it's the whole story and everything. I did cut out, however, the part where we're doing the giveaway. I cut that part out and but left everything else. So very good episode. That one is out there. Episode 509 is coming up for subscribers. If you are a subscriber of the podcast, you already have it. You've probably already listened to it. It is a very good episode. It's with Jennifer out of Florida, Polk County, and such a great episode. I am excited to have all of you listen to it when it comes out. I've already put out a couple clips. James says that was excellent. Yes, sir, it was. It was awesome. So much fun with her, and especially because she's out of the state and county where I started. Now, I didn't start at the county dispatch, but in the city, one of the cities that's within that county, that's where I started. So we had that connection already as well. So that was really cool. But 509 is coming out. Look out for a blog post that's coming out. I've got a newsletter and everything. So there's a lot of different things that are going to be coming out. Again, I have been working on a bunch of stuff, a bunch of content, but also another thing. Well, before I mention this, I do want to say, and oh, Kimmy, what's going on, girl? Welcome. It's good to see you here. Earlier today, someone posted up one of my designs, my Sons of Dispatch, and immediately, D, what is going on? Hello. Immediately when stuff goes up like that, I always have to look and see what's in the comments and see how it's going. Because, man, I've been dealing for over 10 years now, just people snagging designs and just trying to profit. And so I had to make sure to put in there, please, please, please don't sell products with my design on there. And which nobody was. I have to put that out there just because this is the world, right? So um there's a resurgence in the sons and daughters of dispatch design that I have, and in that thread there's a bunch of people asking about it. So I'm going to be putting those up there and for sale again, and throw them into production because people are looking for them. This is going to be t-shirts and possibly sweatshirts as well. So those are going to be going up there. And thank you to everyone who has shown some interest in that part. You look behind me. I screen print all of that shit myself, and the hats. I get the patches, and I've got a press back there for hats, and I hand press all of the hats and the beanies. So I thank you all for the just for the support. Thank you. I appreciate it. D over here on TikTok says, "Love you, Kimmy. Praying for her and her husband Joe." Kimmy, yes, prayers out to you and Joe as well. We got Carly jumping in here too. And so that was just one of the things I wanted to bring up really quick because that has popped up, and I'll be throwing that stuff out there. Just please be patient because I'm one person doing all of this. Okay. Hopefully, eventually, one of these days, um, I can make enough loot where I can hire some people. So, but this is the way it is for now. So please, some patience, and then we'll get everything out there. Thank you so much. All right. So, um, I have been working on an 8-hour class. I've been working on an 8-hour class. Actually, I already had it done. It was just combining everything into one presentation. Okay. One presentation, because the 8-hour class that I'm actually doing in a few days at the Ohio Mini Conference, um, there's sessions that I've done before. D, what? Yay! Yes, yes. Got my 8-hour that I've put together. These are all sessions that I've done at different conferences, but a few of the sections are like now 2 hours a piece. So, and Imagine Listening is also within that 8-hour class, because a lot of people have been saying, I can't always go to the conferences. I can't go to the state conference, or I can't go to a national conference to be part of that Imagine Listening session. So, are you ever going to do this at centers? Well, yes, it's coming, and it starts at this first one. I think there possibly going to be one in Kansas as well. So these are ones that I'm going to be doing, and it's called Keep Broadcasting Your Message, and there's a lot to it. It's going to lead to a roller coaster of emotions, man. A roller coaster of emotions. And it's basically going to be about communication. It's stuff that we do, but that we don't think about. There's also going to be storytelling that has to do with recruitment. How to teach you to use your stories for job recruitment, to get that next generation of 911 in your center. But also the Triumph Through Struggle session that I do. This is an expanded version of this. And that session is going to be an interesting one, because not only are we... Wait, hold on a minute. Let me look in the comments here. Oh, James has got to go. Later, James. Have a good night. Have a good night. And thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. So the Triumph Through Struggle part, I want to tell you really quick before we get to some of this other stuff here that I want to talk about tonight. And again, one of the things that I love about Open Mic Live is that even if we're not sharing funny dispatch stories all the time, it's this conversation that we're having with each other that I love so much. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. So Triumph Through Struggle. This was actually like a 45-minute, almost an hour keynote type thing that I've expanded to 2 hours. And what this has to do with was my struggle through training and getting through it, that triumph through that struggle, but also this also talks about bridging that gap, okay? Bridging the gap between seasoned dispatchers and new dispatchers coming in. Because, and it's not like this everywhere, right? It's not like this everywhere. But in some places, it's still like this. And a few people that I know of have told me that they would go, like, they've heard people go in to train and someone will be like, I'm not going to learn your name unless you make it. Come on. So what this part is about is reflecting on what it was like when you first started, to again bridge that gap between seasoned and new, because a lot of times we forget what it was like in the beginning, right? You forget about those nerves. So Triumph Through Struggle has to do with that, has to do with team building. And I don't want to give it all away because there's some fun stuff in there and some funny shit too. But that's one of the ones that I'm really excited about, is the Triumph Through Struggle, because again, I think that's one of the biggest things, is that we just forget what it was like in the beginning and you end up just, you're doing your own thing, right? And you've got the new folks that are there and you just continue on. Well, what about a buddy system? What about mentorship? Why are we not doing these things? And again, it's not like this everywhere, okay? There are some places that have an excellent culture that has been built within their centers. All right? So don't get me wrong, but there are some places where people feel alone. We want these people to stay, right? We want to try to make a dent in short staffing, right? Our job is communication. Let's communicate with each other. Let's talk to each other. Because if I'm going into a place where I feel like I'm not wanted or ignored or acknowledged, which is funny because that's what everyone in dispatch wants, right? To be acknowledged, to be seen. Why aren't we doing this right off the bat with the new folks? The more you know. So let's stop eating our young, damn it. Oh, looking at the comments. Hannah, you and I are like right there. You can't overcome the staffing crisis when we keep eating our young. Yes, and that's why I'm excited about the Triumph Through Struggle portion of the 8-hour class that I have put together, because we're going to be talking and it's going to be interesting to go to someone and be like, okay, you have this many years in. All right, cool. Tell me what it was like in the beginning for you. Because there's a saying, right? Like hurt people or something like that. I feel like in some places, some people, you know, maybe that's what they went through. And they're thinking, that's what I had to do. That's what you're going to do as well. No. There's a way we can do this. and we can do this together. So that piece, that I'm excited about that one. But then, of course, there's the recruitment through storytelling, and we're going to go through what storytelling is about, but also I'm digging into my background to teach marketing as well, and how to use colors and different ways to market things. I'm going to be playing a few videos and digging deep into their commercials and digging deep into them, where I'll just say this really quick. When it comes to commercials, and I'm sitting with my kids, I have told them how to look for the actual message, like reading between the lines, how they're using certain things, music, keywords, colors in commercials to reel you in. And you can do the exact same thing with your recruitment stuff. And that is just one of the pieces that I'll be teaching. See, I'm giddy, man. I feel like a little kid. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. But there is, a lot that we are going to be doing with communication, reflection, really confronting ourselves and each other and learning from each other, and come out good on the other side. Looking over here at TikTok, D says, we have to stop the generational hurt. That should stop with us who were hurt in the beginning. Yes, right there. Love that. Because it's up to us, man, right? Like, of course, there's a lot, right? There's a lot that goes into the whole topic of short staffing. But right there, like right in the beginning, just like a phone call, just like everything in emergency, it starts with us. We can do it. We can do this. Hold on a minute. Let me go back up here to the comments. Dawn, what is going on? How's everyone doing this fine holiday? You sent that at 9:15. Oh, that was 10 minutes ago. Holy shit. Okay, I'm catching up. Kimmy says, thank you. Love you all bunches. I'll catch up with you and everything later tonight or tomorrow. Sounds good. Hannah says, I'm so excited about this. Your sessions are always the bomb.com. Aw, thanks. And now you get to reach an entirely new audience. Oh, yeah. P.S. You should bring it to North Carolina. I am all about that. Yes, I'm all about it. You hook me up. You help me out. And I will bring it to any state. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. Dawn says, just wanted to pop in and say hello from the land of retirement. Dawn, that's right. Congratulations once again. Oh, man, I have a long time to go before that. But it's going to be good. I'm loving all of this. And Mandy, hello. And then wait. Oh, yeah. No, I read that part already. Okay. So that is going to be in a few days. Oh, Sherry, what is going on? Currently working in the 911 center in VA. I hope you are having an excellent shift. Yeah. And night shift, no less. That was my shit. I loved night shift. I am right there with you. So if you are going to be at the Ohio Mini Conference in a few days, this Wednesday, I will be there with you from 9 to 5. 8 hours, yo. I mean, 1 hour counting for lunch, right? But either way, we're going to be in there. The first part is basically going to be an intro to me for 2 hours. But here's the thing. The way I have it set up is that whole intro there are pieces in there that have to do with the rest of the day and the rest of the lessons that we are going to be talking about in learning. So there's a lot of space in the workbook that I'm going to provide for you to write a bunch of notes. Because while I'm going through my story, I'm going to be asking you about your story. And then through all of that, then we go to Imagine Listening. We share IM91 stories for the first 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes is open mic, and that's when we talk about all the funny shit in 911. Then we go to lunch, then we come back for Triumph Through Struggle, which is going to be fun. And then Recruitment Through the Power of Storytelling. And that one is going to be even more fun, where when we're done, not only are you going to be pumped to start like helping put together some of your stories, your center's stories, and finding ways to put everything out there to recruit, but you might even be blown away by how, well, you'll see. Now, I thought I had another hour there, so I was going to be doing an emergency landing, but that part won't be in it. But if you've seen it or heard of it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that one is an excellent one. Also, if you are going to be at that Ohio mini conference and you purchased an Imagine Listening book, make sure to bring your book with you, and if you're interested, I will sign it for you while I'm there. So if you have one, bring it. And I think they put that out they pushed it in a notification for the app as well. But I am very, very excited to be with all of you at the Ohio Mini Conference and go through the 8-hour class. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about yourself, stuff that you can take back to your center, but also learning from each other. I mean, a lot of it is going to be us talking and basically note-taking, but those are some of my favorite ones. Good stories, good engagement. That is what we're going to be doing. So I'm excited for that. It was it was just combining all of it and putting it together. It was a pain in the ass, but I'm excited and I'm done. And it is going to be good. So as we were talking about all of that in reflection, let's do some reflection right now. All right, let's go back. Let's jump in our DeLorean, hit 88 miles per hour, and let's go back in time. So what kind of testing did you guys do in the beginning when you're looking at dispatch? So when I applied at the last center that I was at, the county that I grew up in Allegan, in Michigan, I had applied at another center at the same time. And through Allegan, at least at that time, the only testing that I had was a written test. However, the other center that I was applying at, they were a little different. So, oh wait, Sherry over here says critical and all that. Been here 18 years. 18 years, yeah. Well done. I was in dispatch for just over 13 years, and I've been in public safety for just over 22 now. So it's been an excellent experience. So you had the critical, right? Anybody else over here on TikTok? What kind of tests did you have? And then over here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well, you're testing. Because the other place, the testing that we had, first it was a typing test, okay? It was a typing test at first. And oh, wait, Kimmy says a psych evaluation and a drug test. That's the only ones I had. Woo! Very nice. Valerie, what's up, Valerie? typing test and Critical. All right. Awesome. Okay. So when it comes to your typing test, what did that involve? And here's why I ask. So there was a paragraph, okay? There was a paragraph in my typing test that I had to do. And oh, hold on. Sherry over here says, yep, Critical, drug test, polygraph background, etc. Now they do credit checks. Yes. Some places do credit checks. If your shit isn't up to par, man, whoop, you're gone. You're not getting in. And if you don't know why, the reason for that, and I know because years and years and years ago when I was still in Florida, I had I was trying to go out to be a state trooper, which I'm glad that didn't work out because we probably wouldn't be here right now. But they are worried about identity theft. Okay, yeah. And what I was told back then, which was, I don't know, 2002, I think is what it was, when um, I didn't make it into the academy because of my credit check, they told me that it was because if I was hard up for money or something like that, that I might take bribes. Like that's what they said. I was like, okay, I get it. Over here on TikTok, D says no test, just drug test and psych test and a poly test. Oh, the poly test. Snaps. Hannah over here says I had to take a credit call, and I remember reading that I had to take the test and was absolutely terrified because I didn't have a clue what that was. So I Googled and Googled and Googled. One of my core training memories is sitting at my grandmother's house listening to random VIN numbers on YouTube and practicing typing them quickly as I heard them. Oh, man. Mindy, hubby's been in 17 years when hired typing, test, critical, drug test, and psych eval. Oh, man. Over here, D says, then had a year from the start date to pass the state exam. Oh, Matt. What up, Matt? Let's see. Testing? What testing? When I first applied at my first center 10 years ago, I had an interview, drug test, background check. That's it. There you go. Yeah, at some places. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. The poly test, too. He said that was easy. Just don't care. There you go. So the typing test, when I went for the typing test, okay, here's the thing. I left with plenty of time. But where this was, downtown, I couldn't find a parking spot, man. I had to find one of the parking garages and started hauling ass running. And I made it in just in time. And I'm just, and the lady who's sitting at the desk, she goes, "Sir, are you okay?" And I said, I almost didn't make it here on time. I left with plenty of time, but I couldn't find a parking spot. And I was freaking out that I was not going to get over here so I could take this test. And she goes, "Okay, you're good. We're good. Breathe." I was like, "Okay, man." I'm so sorry. Let's see. Valerie says I had to take a drug test. The guy who gave me the drug test looked like he was stoned himself. I walked in and he was burning incense. Oh, man. Dude, he probably was. He was probably higher than a mofo. Was he eating Funyuns or Munchos? Because if he was, then he probably was. So I get there, right? I make it just in time. I sit down at the computer and she goes, "Okay, you need to type this paragraph, okay? But you only get 3 mistakes. Once you hit those 3, you're done." That's how intense it was, man. And you had to type 25 words per minute. And I thought, easy, simple. Okay, right? 25 words per minute. But you only get 3 mistakes. Now, here's the thing they didn't tell me is that if you backspace, that's a mistake. So I'm typing like I'm badass, And then I noticed that I hit a wrong one. I was like, oh, God, there's one. Yep, there's one. So then I'm typing again, and I hit backspace just out of, habit. Wait. Sherry says, so I got a gripe. We got these new keyboards, and I hate them. I'm sorry. I know. Excuse me. We went through a few keyboards until we found like the right one for us. And we had tons of them. But you know what I hated the most was coming into dispatch and going to type in something and hearing and thinking, what the hell? And then hitting that letter again, another crunch sound. So then you get the keyboard and crack, 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 and like a 50-cent bag of chips ends up falling out. Like, come on, man. What the hell? So I end up I end up hitting that backspace, and now 2 strikes, dude. 2 strikes. And I'm halfway through the paragraph. And now I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. So this is what I did. And I passed. I ended up passing it. Because 25 words per minute is you can do that slow. But what I did was I basically did like a hunt and peck. Hunt and peck. Fast enough while I'm watching the screen and watching the keyboard so that I do not make a mistake, so that I do not get that third strike. Because I was already down 2. And I passed that bitch. But I was freaking out, man. Like I remember I was sweating, like my hands were sweating. Because I already had those 2 and you could only get 3. So, oh wait, Kimmy says, so it's not just me. Whew. I keep canned air in my locker for that reason. Dude, no, I'm right there with you. Oh wait, D over here says, yes, I am always cleaning out the keyboards at the very beginning of my work week. It's so gross. Yeah, that is nasty. And I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I remember one time coming into dispatch and I went to push the keyboard down and it toppled. And I thought, what the hell? So when I picked up the keyboard, there was a fork underneath the keyboard that had food on it. I don't know how long it had been there. I mean, yeah, because I had been gone for the weekend. Oh, D says, and I use Kimmy's canned air. That's funny. I love that I have you both on here. Hannah says, so fun fact, I never learned to type correctly. So my typing in the center is literally just chicken pecking on steroids so I can meet my words per minute. See? But it works, right? It works. And that's what I had to do. That's what I did for that typing test because I went in thinking I was badass. Don't do that. Learn from my mistake. Don't do that. And then don't backspace. I don't know. Every test is probably different, right? But I backspaced and that was a mistake. So hunt and peck. And it worked. That shit worked. Mindy says, Hannah, don't feel bad. Hubby's work wife is the same way. That's awesome. So that's how that was, that part of it. Once I passed it, they told me, all right, you're moving on to the next stage of the interview process. And that is going to be a listen and recall type thing. Okay. Okay. Listen and recall. Now, I was lucky enough that at the time I had almost 4 years experience already dispatching, okay? Because what this part was, and again, I know I've said this before, but we're reflecting, and there might be people on here who have not heard this. Um, when I went in for this part of the testing, there was like 30 of us in there, 25, 30 of us, something like that. And we're in this huge room. Acoustics suck in there. Okay? It's not great in there audio-wise. And you've got these intercoms. And they tell us, so this next part, what we want you to do. And nope, Aaron Lynn says, did you say you worked at Allegan? Yes, I did. Allegan County. Allegan County is actually the county that I grew up in. I'm originally from Southwest Michigan. Was born in Holland, grew up in Fenville. If anybody knows Fenville. But yes, that is the county that I ended up dispatching in for the last part of my career. And so they end up telling us, what we want you guys to do. And they gave us a piece of paper and either pencil or pen, something like that. We're going to play some radio traffic for you. We're going to play radio traffic for you. And we want you to write down what it is that... Oh, wait. Aaron says, I bet whoever left the fork is still there. I can't count the number of times I call there and the dispatcher's eating on the phone. Aaron, you're the coolest. That was awesome. Obviously, you're from a surrounding agency. Oh, man. You made my night. That was great. Oh, shit. Nice to meet you, Aaron. Oh, man. Over here, D says, hey, us dispatchers got to eat when we can. Oh, wow. That was good. You broke me. Hold on a minute. I got to... Oh, that was great. Oh, I don't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, the traffic. So they told us, we're going to play some radio traffic for you. And what we want you to do is we want you to write down what you think the officer and the dispatcher are talking about. And I remember everyone like looking around like, oh my God. And me, I'm sitting there just, let's do this. I got this. Because again, I had already developed that ear for listening, right? So they play the traffic and I'm just writing everything down that I'm hearing, just writing. And they're like, all right, stop. And I'm just sitting. And they narrow us down to about 10 people after they, get our papers. And then it was finally the interview part, which for me was like a 6-person panel interview that was like 2.5 hours long. It was super long, man. I'm on one side of the table and they're all on the other side of the table. And I was freaked out. I was nervous as hell. So that was that. But like with Allegan, like I said, I went in, I had the written, I had the background check. I had 3 interviews, I think it was. And then after that, I was in. I was good to go. So I went with that one. Oh, wait. Aaron says, it's true. We do got to eat. I prefer the chipmunk method when I answer the phone. No, you're right. I remember being in dispatch, and there was one time I didn't do this again. I learned my lesson. but I had grilled a steak and it was perfect. However, all of you know, we don't always get a chance to just simply sit there and eat our food. So, Valerie says small bites. Yes. Well, this one time, Valerie, damn it. I wish you would have told me that years ago. But then I wouldn't be able to tell you this story. But you're right, small bites. I agree. I didn't take a small bite. I was so damn hungry and the steak looked so good. I took a big chunk, threw it in. So good. Ring. No. Went into squirrel mode, just had it right on the side, or chipmunk mode, and it's just there. Like I got a big old chaw on the side and I'm going through the call. And by the time I'm done with the call and I start chewing again, nope, spit that out. I don't remember. I think I nuked it a couple times, the steak. By that time, it was leather. It might have been alive itself. I was like, bro, you can't eat me now. Like, I'm headed out. I'm going on vacation. Like, that's how much radiation had gone through it from the microwave. Valerie says true hero-ish. Solid work. Hannah says the chipmunk thing is such a wild concept to teach, explain to trainees too. I can just imagine, right? You're a trainee, you're new. Okay, so hold on. I've got a question. Hold on. So it gets really busy, right? Well, what happens like when we're trying to eat? What do we do? What do we do? You stuff it to the side of your cheek? What? You stuff it to the side of your cheek. Sherry says, cheek it. Exactly. Yep. Just, yeah. You look like the character from Big League Chew. If you know what I'm talking about, Big League Chew. That is what you look like while on the phone. And hopefully it's to the side far enough that you can actually talk and people can understand you. Because then you're like, what was your emergency? Excuse me? 911? I remember doing something like that once, and the person's like, huh? And I hit mute on the microphone really fast, spit it out in the garbage, brought it back, and then we were good to go. And it had to do with fireworks. Somebody called 911 for fireworks times. Yep. It happens. It happens. Let's see. Hannah says, you pray the phone doesn't ring for the 30 seconds you're eating. Otherwise, you play chipmunk. Sherry says, otherwise, officers are like, what? Yeah, you write it that way. I will say it that way. Oh my God, this is fun. I love doing this with all of you. This is so good. I hope wherever your numbers were, they're moving up. This has been good. Kimmy says, just to answer 911 with someone asking why the power is out. Right? Yeah. Elegant 911, where's your emergency? Yeah, I was just calling because I don't know if you noticed, but the power's out. Yes, actually, we're on our generator right now. Our power's out too. Oh. Okay. Was there anything else? I mean, no. I mean, if you guys are going through the same thing, I mean, all right. I actually had something like that happen once. That was the conversation. I mean, of course, I asked the address. I asked all the stuff that, I'm supposed to ask. I was just giving you that one part because that was the conversation. Aaron says, hold please. Matt says, I learned to never eat oranges again at the console. You never try to stop choking. Or wait, you ever try to stop choking while in 911? Dude. No way. Oh, that is something else. I can only I'm imagining it right now, and that sucks. Hannah says, or if the roads are drivable because of some kind of weather incident. Homie, I don't work for DOT. I can't even see the roads right now. Sherry says, call the power company, folks. I called 911. I need NYC 911. It doesn't work that way. Chris Bowman. Chris, what's going on? Says, I lost a piece of toast at the console one day. My night shift relief found it under the keyboard while cleaning up our workstation. Oh, man. You know what else? Really quick, as we're talking, as we're on this topic, it's not the same, it's similar, but having people call in. So on the non-emergency line, and I'm immediately like, I would answer saying, Allegan Central Dispatch, this is Ricardo. Okay. And right away, the person would jump in with, hi, how are you doing today? Like, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? I'm fine. I'm really good. All right. How can I help you? Well, let me tell you, we have got a great deal on the Grand Rapids Press right now. And the paper that you're going to be getting on Sundays, let me tell you, they've got all the ads, everything that you could ever want. And this person is just going on and on and on. And I'm just listening. Of course, only if there's time, right? Only if there's time. I'm listening. And I'm going, what? Really? This sounds great. This sounds like a great deal. Oh, no, sir, I'm telling you. What was your name again? My name's Ricardo. Oh, Ricardo, let me tell you. The deal that we're running right now is one that we've not had before. And it's one that people are picking up. And the person is going through like all of the benefits, the features, all of this stuff of getting the newspaper. And I'm just listening. And he goes, so how do we start this? How would you like to start? When would you like to start your subscription? And I said, I'm not really sure, but I mean, this does sound like a good deal, but I don't know if that would work here. And he goes, well, what's your address? And I said, this is Allegan County 911. Oh my God. Are you, oh, and, and I'm trying not to laugh. And I said, sir, what about the deal? No. Oh my God. I'm going to make sure that your number is removed from our list. Yeah, you do that. Thank you. You know what? Have a good day. I will. Like, all right, good. You do. Now you can call me an asshole if you want, but I wasn't being a dick. I wasn't being an asshole either. I was letting him do his thing. And then let him know that he had called the non-emergency line for the 911 center. Oh, those were always fun, man. I got out of dispatch before like the car warranties and all the other robocall bullshit started happening. These were people cold calling. One person one time was like, I don't have an emergency. I'm really sorry. Please don't send the police for me. And I was like, sir, that's not going to happen. Everything's fine. You're fine, right? I just don't want to get in trouble. Like you're okay. Like, you called a non-emergency line. You're fine. It's okay. But please remove our number from your list. I will do that. I will do that. Like, all right. By the way, your deals sound pretty cool. Oh, shit. Good times, man. That's some of the stuff that I miss. Let's see. Sherry over here says, my favorite is when scammers call in and tell whoever answers has warrants for our arrest. Come get me, bro. Aaron says, you probably know this one. Hi, this is Wood TV. Can I speak to a supervisor? You know, I do remember that. Early in the morning, right before relief got there. Elegant Central, this is Ricardo. Hi, this is so-and-so at Wood TV. Is this a supervisor? Yes. Can you tell me about the call that just went out? As I'm hearing my partner tone it out over the radio, I hear it in the background of our phone conversation. And I'm just sitting there. Sir, are you there? Are you able to tell us anything? And I remember saying to the person from Wood TV, I said, I can hear my partner in the background over your scanner. You have the same information that we do. Can we get confirmation on anything? It's coming over I can hear it over the scanner right now. You know what I know. All right, thanks. Click. Like, come on, man. Like, I can hear the information coming over. We have the same info, dude. The same information. Beat feet. Get to stepping. Back up off my mix and all the other stuff. You have the information, okay? Oh, this is great. Aaron's like, yes. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's see. Hannah says, it's always one of two ways, though. Like, it's never just a regular non-emergency call. It's either spam or it's someone super kind and cheery, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm having a wonderful day. By the way, my house is completely on fire." I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's so true. Like, you almost think like it's saying it out loud like that. It's almost as if it's like some sort of skit. Thinking, is this real? It's real. Like, that does happen. Hi, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. What's going on? Well, it's a nice day out, and I just needed to call you really quick because I have kind of something going on. All right, and of course by this time I already have the address and stuff. Can kind of hear something in the background. Um, can you tell me what is going on? Uh, yeah, my house is on fire. Oh, okay. Well, is everybody out? Then you start going through everything. You're like, I know you're probably in shock and stuff, but that should have been the first thing, one of the first things for you to tell me. Oh man, it happens. It does happen. But also, people are calling in during this emergency and shit, right? And they don't know what to think. Because think about this: have you had to call 911? I've got friends in 911 who have said, I had to be the one to call 911, and when I called, you would think that I would know everything to do, and it all just went out. It happens. I think sometimes these callers are, like, in shock, of course, they're in shock. All of this is going on, it's in disbelief of what they're seeing, but yeah, Hannah, you are completely right. Someone just calling everything is cool, and then, hey, my house is on fire. Oh, well, all right. We'll get people over there. Oh shit. We went off on a whole thing. I'm over here looking at my notes. So we went through the testing and everything like that. Here's another question. Because we're already past the hour and I still have a bunch of shit that I was going to talk about, but maybe I'll save it to the next week. But I will ask this. What were you feeling when you first started? When you first walked in, what was that like for you? What were some of the things that you were feeling? Was it excitement? Were you terrified? Was it just like a whoa? How did you feel? Were you greeted when you walked in? Oh, Erin says lost. She felt lost. I feel you there. Yes. Lost, maybe alone a little bit because you don't know. It's like it's like going to the next grade, right, in school, and there's a bunch more people there, and you're like, "Oh, man, I don't know these people. They don't know me. Should I share my gummy bears with them and make friends?" That's what I did. So Aaron says lost. Matt says overwhelmed. Yep, I feel it. I feel it. Sherry says, well, I was on an ambulance before the phone part, and I was the cocky one that came in and was like, let's do this. Awesome. Young and dumb. All right. What about over here on TikTok? How did you feel? Because I felt the same way, man. Like I was excited. It was kind of like that scene in Armageddon. Um, what? D says I don't share my gummy bears. It was like that scene in Armageddon right in the beginning when Owen Wilson, I think he's sitting there with Ben Affleck and they're getting ready to go up, right? And he asks Owen how he's feeling and he goes, I've got that excited, scared feeling, the 98% excited, 2% scared. He goes, or it could be the other way around. It could be 98% scared and 2% excited, but that's what makes it so intense. That is exactly what it's like. I might have to put that in my presentation now for my class because that kind of tells it. That's how I felt. That excited, scared feeling. But also like, am I going to be able to do this? No, D says I was very excited, but very nervous. Yes, I feel you. Hannah says, it's wild. My first day, I was so excited. I never wanted to do anything else ever. I loved it from the moment I walked in, and then I was completely ran over by that eat your young mentality within the first week. Damn. I went from such a high to such a low so fast and spent the rest of the year trying to get that confidence and excitement back. Oh, I am so sorry, Hannah. That sucks ass. But even with that, you have that experience that you can share to others that are coming in, but also that is like fuel and motivation for you to help others not go through the same thing. And you're doing that with a lot of stuff that you teach. I'm proud of you. Valerie says, anxious to learn and careful to not piss off the wrong person. Yes. Yeah. I'm right there with you as well. Oh, man. Exactly. So we have gone over the hour. There are a few other things that I wanted to talk about, but I am going to hold it for next week. Oh, Hannah says, oh, absolutely. If I refuse to let people run off my new guys, Like I'll chase you around with a newspaper rolled up if I catch you being mean to my dispatch babies. Oh, I love that. I love it. Also, if you see me, I'm messing with my nose. I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm holding it in. Oh, man, that's horrible. So we are going into the wrap up of this open mic, and this has been so much fun. What are your numbers now? I came in at an 8. I am way above a 10. I hope your numbers have gone up. And one thing I want to share with you really quick, and hopefully this works. Hopefully it's 3 minutes long, okay? 3 minutes long. It's something that I recently recorded, and this is something that helped me when I was in dispatch while taking calls, after calls. I wish I would have gotten into this earlier in my dispatch career. But also, if this works, I might do the same thing, excuse me, with different breathing techniques that I did while I was in dispatch. And this is something that I'll be posting out to patrons of the podcast and Facebook subscribers once a month. If you're a subscriber, you already saw it. But I'm going to put this up. Again, it's 3 minutes long, okay? I just want you to listen. We'll see how this goes. For those over here on TikTok, I'm going to put my headphones down next to the microphone so that you can hear it. And hopefully for those on Facebook and everything, that it doesn't get cut off because of the music that's used. I do have a license for it, so it shouldn't get cut off. If it does get cut off, I'll be pissed because that means I'm spending money for nothing. All right. So let me put this up on the screen. And also, if you dig this, I'll post it up, this first one, to everyone, and then the rest of them will end up going out to subscribers. All right. I'm kind of nervous. All right, here we go. 3 minutes, all right? 3 minutes. Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Ricardo, and today I'm going to be taking you through a breathing technique similar to one that I used back when I was in 911 dispatch. This breathing technique is designed to help you relax and rejuvenate right at your desk. Whether you're feeling stressed or need a moment of tranquility, this exercise is for you. Begin by sitting comfortably in your chair with your feet flat on the floor. Rest your hands on your desk or in your lap. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, or simply soften your gaze. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Feel your chest and abdomen rise as you fill your lungs with air. Hold your breath at the top of the inhale for 2 seconds, maintaining a sense of fullness. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth for 6 seconds. Feel the tension leaving your body with each breath out. Pause for 2 seconds at the bottom of your exhale. Embrace the peaceful stillness. Repeat this cycle of breathing for several rounds, allowing each breath to be a source of relaxation and calmness. As you continue to breathe, let go of any distracting thoughts. Focus your mind on the sensation of your breath and the feeling of relaxation. After a few minutes of practicing this breathing technique, return to your natural breathing pattern. Take a moment to notice how your body and mind feel now, compared to when you started. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and resume your work, feeling refreshed and centered. This quick and discreet breathing exercise can be a valuable tool to reduce stress and increase productivity during your busy workday. Incorporate it into your routine whenever you need a moment of calmness at your desk. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for what you do. And more importantly, thank you for taking the time to prioritize your well-being.
There you have it. So let me know what you thought, unless you're all asleep. I was going to save that, and I was just going to post it up randomly on social media, but I thought I'll do it here and see what happens because we're live. So I hope that helped you a little bit. And like I said, when I was in dispatch, oh, Valerie says, I can't wait to share with my coworkers. Yes. All right. Awesome. Very cool. When I was in dispatch, the breathing techniques really, really helped out. And it helped in the sense that even during a call, now, of course, I wasn't like meditating and falling asleep or anything during the call, but just breathing, those breathing techniques, practicing, it kept me focused and calm for the caller and to get the information I needed and for everyone else involved. And then, of course, after the call, I was still feeling together, I guess, in a sense. Because, a lot of times with some of these hard calls, you don't feel like you're together. You feel like you're all over the place or just thinking, damn, what did I just go through? And with something quick like this, you can sit there for a moment, if you have it, of course, for a moment to do that breathing, to center yourself and bring yourself back in. Trust me, like that part, like I'm no expert or anything, but I did a lot of research and I did a lot of my own, and it really helped out. So I'm going to post that up tomorrow. Thank you for being patient and and taking a moment to listen and everything. But with this type of response, like I'll make sure to do more. Let's see. Brittany says, I'm at home and it helped. We'll definitely use at work. Awesome. Hannah says, I love exercises like that. They're such a good grounding point for me when I forget to ground myself sometimes. Yes. Kimmy says, I've been using this multiple times a day for the last few days. It helps. Good. Yes. Breathing techniques definitely help. D over here says, I love that. Excellent. Valerie says, this is so needed when you've been slammed with back-to-back calls and multiple incidents working. Yes. So let me tell you one last thing really quick before I let you all go. There was one call I remember taking. I was on main phones and I had just finished it. And I remember sitting there for a moment and starting to kind of spiral. And I brought myself back in, just started going into a breathing technique. And I had my eyes closed. I had a moment to be able to do it and recenter myself. And one of the deputies walks in, or maybe it was a city officer. I don't remember for sure, but an officer had walked in, excuse me. And I'm sitting there doing this and I hear him say, Ricardo, are you sleeping? And I just kept going until I had gone through what I was doing. And then I opened my eyes and he goes, did I catch you sleeping, dude? And I said, no, man. I said, no, I was doing a breathing technique. Oh God, I'm going to sneeze. No, don't sneeze yet. Hold on. And we had a laugh. So it was good though. Please make sure to check it out. Oh no. Excuse me. I had been holding it in. Oh, geez. Thank you so much, Kimmy. Oh, geez. All right. Well, Valerie's like, finally, I know. I'm here going like this, like, no, don't do it. Oh, geez. All right. Well, again, thank you all very much. And I'm going to have more of those coming out. This first one is going to go out there. Thank you, Mom. This first one's going to go out there. And, the rest I'll be doing monthly for patrons of the podcast. But I'll be doing small ones and other things that I'll be talking about on social media as well. So make sure to look out for those. Woo! It has been a good open mic. Again, thank you all for being here with me. This has been a lot of fun. For everyone watching, if you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the flagship show for Within the Trenches podcast, you want to share your story, come on the podcast and be on an episode, I would love to have you. You can email me. It's wttpodcast@gmail.com. But to set up an episode time, go to what's there on the screen. And that is links.co/WTT podcast. And over here on TikTok as well, if you want to be on, I would love to have you. Again, that it's links, and that's with two eyes. I went like this because this was the eye. 2 eyes. Jeez. Links with 2 eyes. .co/WTT podcast. Just scroll just a little bit and there'll be a button there where you can schedule a time to be on the podcast with me. Again, I would love to have you share your story, get it out there, because your story is more important than you know. And it helps everyone. And D, I've already been on. Yes, you have. And that was an excellent episode. It was so good. For social media and everything, you can go to that same link. Follow me on there. You can find the store. You can order your copy of Imagine Listening. That is book 1 in a series of books that's going to be coming out. And I did announce already that book 2 will be coming out August 2024. So look out for that one. It's going to be superb. This can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter, as well as TikTok. And you can listen to the flagship show 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. Kimmy, yes, love you too, yo. Everyone stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.